Hey everybody, welcome to C Sharp for Beginner series. So my name is JP Lazaro. You can call me JP. So in this series, we're going to talk about C Sharp. So this series is for beginners who don't have any idea yet on what is C Sharp is, what C Sharp can offer, um, and then the basic knowledge or basic features of C Sharp, and also how to get started learning C Sharp. This series is for you. In this series, we'll also talk about working with strings, working with numbers, collections, lists, conditional statements, looping statements, arithmetic operators, logical operators, assignment operators, and then we're going to talk about access modifier. And then the most important thing are the objects and classes, no? So this video will be the first video of more C Sharp uh, videos. So this playlist is intended for beginners. So so in this video, we're going to talk about C Sharp. We're going to also talk about .NET and what are the applications, websites, or mobile apps that you can build using C Sharp. I will also share some C Sharp resources that you can use for you to get started with C Sharp, since C Sharp is a very popular language and it has a good documentation, right? Available for you. So it has a detailed documentation for you. So you can see lots of documentation references for any specific concern in relation to C Sharp and .NET technologies in the Microsoft website. And then I'll be also sharing some .NET community links that you can join. I will also uh, showcase Visual Studio 2023, sorry, or VS Code. We're going also to create our first C Sharp application in C Sharp. And then we're going to create our very first console application using C Sharp.NET. Okay, let's get into it. So what is C Sharp? So C Sharp is basically a programming language, right? Then it's a type-safe programming language, meaning to say everything that you can see in C Sharp are objects and classes from classes. So the main functionality composed of objects, and then object-oriented, meaning to say the application composed of many objects that are dependent to each other or work with each other to perform specific tasks or specific functionality of the system. Okay, then C Sharp was developed in 2002, so it's been a couple of decades, right? And it was developed by Microsoft. Okay, and C Sharp is also a multi-platform language, no? Which means developers are allowed to create application whether they're using Windows, Linux, or Mac OS, even Android. So any devices you can use to build your own apps using C Sharp.NET. C Sharp is also cross-platform, meaning to say you don't need to create multiple, you don't need multiple code base to create a multi-platform application. For example, you're going to create a mobile app, so you don't need to worry about you don't need to worry about native language that you can use to build those application. Instead, you can also use C Sharp to build those application. So no need to rewrite the code to different platform because you can use C Sharp for all of these clients or platform if you need to. So C Sharp runs on the .NET framework. So what is .NET framework? I mean, what is .NET? Okay, .NET is basically a framework or platform, meaning to say it has is a collection of libraries, development tools, environments, and wide broad of technologies. So .NET is was developed by Microsoft, and then .NET is also open source project on GitHub. So many developers are contributing to .NET. So .NET, the newest version of .NET is coming on November. .NET 8, no? So you can wait and get updated to that. So there's a lot of features, improvements, then additional technologies that you can use to leverage with your own project, application, and then to improve your existing project as well. Okay, so as I mentioned, .NET is a open source developer platform, meaning to say anyone can contribute to the .NET platform. And it also supports a wide variety of programming language. For example, yeah, C Sharp, VB, F Sharp. So, but currently I'm using C Sharp. So, yeah, these are the technologies that you can use to build your application in the .NET platform. Okay, so .NET is a powerful framework, right? So it allows you to create, to develop wide variety of applications, not just in web, not just in mobile, not just in um, games. In a nutshell, you can create anything you want using .NET. So learning .NET or C Sharp is it's a good deal. Can create a bunch of application with multiple clients, cross-platform apps using .NET MAUI, and then web application using ASP.NET and server, and then cloud services application using Azure. So these are the technologies that you can use on the .NET platform. So ASP.NET for the web, Blazor for the web, .NET MAUI for cross-platform, so you can build your own apps on can build a single code base using Blazor for any type of clients, mobile, desktop, Windows app, web, then mobile. Okay, and also you can, if you're interested with game development, you can definitely um, learn Unity. So it has a lots of game engines like Mono. Um, I mean, Unity is one of the game engine in the .NET. So it's an open source as well. So you can use other game engine like Mono, Stride, um, and many more. So okay, so these are the .NET framework can offer. Actually, there's a lot to offer in the .NET framework. Um, can explore that, and then maybe we can have another video for it so we can, see what the .NET framework can offer because this video is not enough for that. Okay. All right, so what apps can you build using C Sharp? Again, since C Sharp is runs on the .NET platform, meaning to say anything that you can do in the .NET platform, you can definitely do it using C Sharp. So all of the things that I mentioned from the previous page, you can also build it on using C Sharp. All right, so how to get started with C Sharp? So I'm very proud to say that Microsoft documentation has a good quality of learning materials, learning resources on their website, talks.microsoft.com, learn.microsoft.com. So one of their learning platform is what we call Microsoft Learn, where you can find bunch of learning materials, courses, programs, paths um, to a specific technology. So for example, C Sharp, if you want to learn C Sharp, you can go ahead in learn at microsoft.com and then find the C Sharp materials there, and you can straight uh, take a course or a module and then complete those module details, and then you will also earn a certificate for that. So by the way, these materials are free of charge. So it's a very good deal to invest some time on this website to learn bunch of technology. So you can also learn Azure, Visual Studio, Python, Node.js as well. Maybe if you were interested with data and AI, you can also find materials here. So meaning to say everything that Microsoft can offer, you can find it here in technology. So for example, this one is more of C Sharp. So in this um, in this module, you will learn the basics of C Sharp, writing your first application, Hello World, numbers in C Sharp, branches and loops, list collection, and linking. So you can definitely go ahead and try this. So you will be able to learn these basic concept about C Sharp. And then just to mention that these materials um, are created by the Microsoft team from scratch. So they created paths, they plan for these paths. So these are all good for beginners. So if you don't know where to start, you can definitely go here and see what the programs can offer. Okay, so yeah, you can try this one, C Sharp Guide, get started, and then you'll be able to learn the rich syntax and data types of C Sharp. Three, the other thing will be C Sharp documentation, which is the most important documentation for the .NET C Sharp. So here you can see bunch of learning materials as well, but this one is more detailed. So if you're looking for a source of truth, if you're if you need something to if you're struggling with, I mean, if you're resolving something, you can visit here to check the documentation, implementation, and references. So you can definitely check what the issue or bug that you're currently doing, right? So because you will see here bunch of materials, and then these are the official documentation of C Sharp. So go ahead, try this one, and it will help you to learn more about C Sharp in depth. Okay. Also, you can download the offline version of this documentation page. Just click the download PDF and you will download this documentation as a book. So it's free. So just few people know this hack. So if you're interested with C Sharp and love reading, you can download this one. Another learning resources will be YouTube. So this is free of charge. So just subscribe to the .NET YouTube channel. They are releasing weekly videos about certain technology, for example, .NET MAUI, .NET 8 preview, then what are the improvements, updates, anything like that. And then they also have playlists for beginners, C Sharp for beginners, C Sharp with Brits, 201, right? So too many things to do here. Additional resources. These are other videos that you can also watch in their YouTube channel. Okay, .NET community. Currently, we have 500 million, 500,000 plus stars on GitHub, 300,000 plus followers on Twitter, 300 plus thousand members on Meetup, but these are only those track numbers of the community. But for example, me, I'm not active um to the GitHub, to the Meetup, so I'm excluding here. So there are a lot beyond this number. There's a lot of communities out there, developers out there that are participating to the .NET open source project. Um, and also company who uses .NET for their businesses, applications, large scale businesses. So definitely they are into .NET. So these numbers are quite small, but in reality, these are just, I mean, .NET has more community. I mean, community numbers. So this is just the track numbers, but the untracked, I think it's more than a million, maybe 3 million, 4 million people and businesses. So, okay, so if you're also want to join the .NET community, you can visit these links. So you can visit learn.microsoft.com. You can also answer or post questions there if you want help, if you need help. If you want to answer some issues, you can also definitely go ahead there and participate. .NET on the Stack Overflow, .NET on Discord. So these are the official link, guys. So you can take a snap and join later. So if you click this one, you will go to the invitation link on the .NET on Discord, in C Sharp on Discord, and then .NET on Reddit. So yeah, that's it for the community. And then let me walk you through the Visual Studio. So these are the Visual Studio apps. So you can use Visual Studio Pro or community version for Windows, which is this one, and then for Mac, this one. Then you can also use VS Code to develop C Sharp application for .NET application using VS Code. So you can definitely do it. It's a more lighter way. Um, I mean, it's a lighter application. You just need to install a few things, SDK, .NET SDK, .NET CLI. So, but I prepared to do the C Sharp development using Visual Studio because Visual Studio has, has a scaffolded projects that you can use. For example, .NET MAUI, console application, you just click the project you wanna create, ASP.NET, Azure function. So if you're compared to Azure VS Code, you can do this via terminal or using the .NET CLI just to create your own project. But I prefer to do this in Visual Studio community. So Visual Studio community, it's free. So you can definitely go there and download at visualstudio.com. Okay, so yeah, that's it. And then let's create our first console application using C Sharp. Okay. All right, demo tayo. Okay, let me just click Visual Studio 2022. And then you will see here on the left side the recent projects that you open. Then on the right side, you will see you have your option if you want to clone a repository from GitHub or Azure DevOps. Also open a folder or a project. And you also have your option to create a new project. So for this one, we're going to select create new project. Okay. Then these are the projects that you can see on Visual Studio. So you have your console application, ASP.NET, Blazor app, ASP.NET Core, class library. So this one we can talk about it in the latter video. ASP.NET Core web application, Azure Functions, class library for Razor, even Angular with .NET Core, and React.js with .NET Core, right? And also you can also do MS Test. You can also use a different language if you want BB. You can also definitely do that. WPF and many other things, right? So too many. So, but for this demo, let me select console app, this one. And then I'll be renaming this to C# intro. C# for beginners. Okay, let me just click next. Then for this one, we're going to use .NET Core out of support for the meantime. Okay, then we're going to click create. Okay, that's it. Let's just wait for a few seconds. All right, so this is the newly created project. So as you can see here, we have on the right side, we have our solution explorer where we can see the project. So I created a console app, meaning to say it's a DOS-based application. So here on the right side, solution can have multiple projects. If you have class library, anything you want to include here, you can put it here together with other project. But for the meantime, we only have one project which is C# for beginners console app. So it has a default class called program CS where this is the primary gateway if you want to create an application. I mean, if you want to create a console app. So if I'm going to run this one, you will see this. All right. So this is the output, console.writeline. If we change it to hello YouTube and then run the app again. And there you go. We'll see hello YouTube. So let me just put back the hello world, and then run the application again. All right, so that's it for now. Next video, we're going to talk about strings. I'm gonna see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up,